In my first year of playing esports, I played a training match in YG's training room. I performed excellently and won the overall MVP. However, I only received an evaluation of unqualified from Lucas in the observation room. A young man in a white sweatshirt beside him persuaded, "Captain Lucas, really don't consider it again? This kid is really the most outstanding talent in this year's youth training camp." Lucas crossed his legs and closed the notebook. There's no need to consider. Lucas is not only the team captain of YG, born into a wealthy family, besides being the strongest top laner in the professional circle ever, he is also the largest shareholder of YG. He means what he says. Seeing that he was about to get up and leave, I chased after him somewhat unwillingly. "Captain Lucas, why? What on earth did I do wrong? I can change it." Lucas stopped and turned his head. "Your statistics are very good, and your hand speed is almost perfect. But you didn't cooperate with anyone. Many times, it was your uncooperative individual actions that caused the team to lose the advantage." I clenched my fists anxiously. "Sorry, Captain Lucas. I just wanted my statistics to be better than others. I'll change it." However, Lucas didn't stop walking. "Personally, I don't recommend you to pursue a career in esports. YG Club doesn't need extreme individual heroism." His tone was soft and even, but it was like a death sentence for my esports career. I walked out of YG Club. I was completely listless. The phone rang and I answered it. "Is this Leo? The surgery fee for your grandmother is not enough. Could you please come to the hospital to pay it when you're free?" I squatted on the street. I'm only 16 years old, but I'm already deeply in debt. I need money badly. I need a lot of money to treat my grandmother. But I can do nothing but play games. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come to YG for the try out of the substitute top laner for Lucas. But now even this path is blocked. I buried my head in my arms, but I couldn't even shed a tear. At this time, a lollipop was handed in front of me. I stared at the lollipop in a daze, and the finger that handed it over was clearly long and beautiful. I said hoarsely and bitterly, "Thank you." However, when I took it, I found that there was actually a letter of introduction to the club under the lollipop. I quickly wanted to chase after him, but found that the person had gone far away. I could only see that the person had a straight posture and was holding an umbrella. He simply wore a white sweatshirt and disappeared into the rainy night. 2 years later, I was sitting in the lounge backstage of the competition venue. There was a contact with a black profile picture and the note X. His message popped up on the phone. "X, are you nervous for your first game? I'm at odds with gambling and drugs. Yes, I'm nervous. I'm at odds with gambling and drugs, then what should I do? Mr. X, I can't back out at the last minute. After all, you've taught me for so long. I can't let you down. X, no. X, you won't let me down. X, we're just online friends. Not familiar with each other. Well, he's really business-like." I put down the phone with a smile. Outside, the staff pushed the door open and came in. "Leo, the game is about to start. This is my first competition in my life. I played extremely carefully. Although there were also some mistakes, I still won the game. This was the best start. It also made the audience present remember my name. As soon as I got off the field, I couldn't wait to send a message to Mr. X. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. I won the game today." However, Mr. X didn't reply all the time. At this time, the discussions among the teammates rang out. "Have you heard? Lucas went to the hospital today." "Ah? What's wrong with Lucas going to the hospital? Is it still because of his hand?" Several veteran players all looked solemn. Sometimes, after playing e-sports for a long time, the competitive awareness at the beginning is not that strong anymore. Instead, there is more of a feeling of mutual appreciation on the field. Only I hung my head indifferently. I exited from Mr. X's contact page. Then I raised my phone and waved it towards the teammates. "I've ordered midnight snacks. Add what you want to eat by yourself." The sad atmosphere was swept away. The teammates rushed up like wolves to grab the phone. They almost kicked me off the e-sports chair. In the middle of the night that day, a black pop-up window appeared on the phone. "X, I saw it. It's amazing. Once on the field, you're an official professional player. The operations staff found me and said, Leo, arrange your own time for the live streaming tasks in the next few days. I adopted a live streaming mode where I showed half of my face and my whole hands. Probably because I got soon after I started the live stream. I had extremely high popularity here. Under the camera, I held a lollipop in my mouth and glanced at the bullet comments. While operating with both hands, I smiled and read them out. Here, someone wants Lucas' autograph? I can ask him for you, but I can't guarantee it. A group of female fans' screams flashed across the bullet comments. I opened the chat with X on my phone. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. Are you on good terms with Lucas? I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. A female fan wants his autograph. X, why don't you go to him yourself? I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. I'm not familiar with him. It would be too abrupt for me to go to him. There was a pause on the other end for some time. I opened the picture. What was sent was a very beautiful handwritten autograph. The angle of the photo is very good. The light falls on that extremely slender hand. It's like an ultimate visual feast. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. I've received it. Thank you, Mr. X. X, it seems that you've only ever called me Mr. X. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs. Can't I call you Mr. X? You're not willing to tell me your name. Then how do you want me to call you? Boyfriend? After a long time, the other side replied with a faint yes. What? What does yes mean? While playing the game, I've got a boyfriend. The Donmu became dense again. The streamer is blushing. Is it a message from his girlfriend? Why isn't the streamer even biting the lollipop anymore? He looks so dazed. The streamer is distracted. He's been solo-killed several times. Only then did I realize that my gameplay had become messy. I quickly tried to make up for it. Licking my tiger tooth, I counter-killed the opponent. Then I gently smiled and curled my lips. It was my mistake. Just now, I caught a glimpse of Captain Lucas's signature. The writing suits the person. It's really nice. Before the barrage could erupt into even louder screams, I had already smoothly unplugged and ended the live broadcast. This is the hand speed of a professional player. During the competition period, it happened to be the end of the year. According to the rules in the circle, there will be an end of year cocktail party. The end of year cocktail party can also be regarded as a gathering in the e-sports circle. A message from X rang in my phone. X, old foxes like to persuade people to drink. X, you're allergic to alcohol. Be smart later. X, don't let people force you to drink. I'm at odds with gambling and drugs, got it. I was wearing headphones and the message on my phone was still being typed. There was already someone making a ruckus over there. Those who are over 18 tonight, none of you are allowed to escape. Don't say you can't drink and don't come up with such cliché excuses as alcohol allergy. You all have to stay and have a drink. I immediately typed a few words on my phone. I'm at odds with gambling and drugs, save me. Good brother. The person making a ruckus was a certain event sponsor who was drunk. Since he had started, the people below couldn't easily reject him. They could only watch as he first went to the table of the YG club. Lucas and the others also let him have his fun and drank the full glasses of wine. Then he followed a group of people to the next table. Just as a young player at that table was about to drink, Lucas suddenly reached out to stop him. His voice was still calm and gentle. Cooper, these kids who have just turned 18 and are just starting out in esports have it tough. Don't make things difficult for them. Well, I'll punish myself by drinking 3 glasses as a way to block the drinks for them. The sponsor was just having some fun. Hearing what Lucas said, he gave him an excuse to back down. Okay, that's fine. Captain Lucas really has a good capacity for alcohol. However, unexpectedly, at the 3rd table, the 4th table, Lucas went to each table to block the drinks. Until he walked up to me. I smelled the faint, tipsy scent of alcohol on him. He didn't say a word and just stood upright beside me. He neatly drank the 3 glasses of wine in front of me. Then, without any hesitation, he went directly to the next table. I watched his somewhat unsteady back as he left. I pursed my lips slightly, lowered my head, and sent a message to X. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs, don't worry about me anymore. I'm sworn enemies with gambling and drugs, there's a fool who drank all the wine at the scene. Our team had an issue with the draw. All the way, we didn't encounter any tough opponents. We just stumbled along and made it to the semifinals. In the semifinals, we met the YG team. Apart from playing games, I was just watching recordings. The captain saw how hard I was pushing myself and wanted to dissuade me. Little Chowga, you're still watching the recordings? I didn't even lift my head. Yeah, Captain. I'll go for a meal after I finish watching this part. The captain stroked my head. Little Chowga, I know you're under a lot of pressure. But after all, the YG team is an established one with a deep foundation. We just need to do our best. It's not a shame even if we lose. Don't be so reckless just because you're young. Go have a meal quickly or you'll end up with a stomachache sooner or later. I agreed verbally. After only a few mouthfuls of food, I slipped back to the training room. I'm so eager to win, not just because I want to win the championship. I also want to pull that high and mighty guy off his pedestal. During the semi-finals rehearsal, the players of the YG team stood in front of us. Daniel, the marksman of YG, was wearing a white sweatshirt. He greeted me smartly. Little Chowga, I've watched your performance. You played really well last time. I knew back then that you'd make a name for yourself. And Lucas in front also nodded gently at me. You played well. I casually responded. Thank you, bro, for the compliment. And thank bro Daniel too. After the rehearsal, I invited Daniel to dinner. Although Daniel was a bit surprised, he agreed. I ordered a table full of dishes. When Daniel came, he was a bit surprised. Why are they all sweet? I slightly raised my head in surprise. Bro Daniel, don't you like sweet food? Then why did he give me lollipops back then? And introduce me to the club I'm in now. Introduce the great player X to me? Daniel picked up a piece of egg yolk bun with his chopsticks. He didn't realize the turmoil in my heart. I don't eat it often, but I can have some. Seeing that I didn't say a word, he murmured softly again. I'm not like the captain. He's lactose intolerant, but he still carries 2 lollipops in his pants every day. I was in a daze for a moment before I finally reacted. What did you say, bro Daniel? Knowing that Lucas didn't like the team members gossiping about him in private, Daniel changed the subject. It's nothing. The semi-finals soon kicked off. The YG club is truly an established team. The cooperation amongst several players was almost flawless. I ambushed Lucas in the grass. Almost in an instant. I pushed Lucas to kill zone. Lucas reacted quickly enough. He used a set of extremely fast and gorgeous combos to escape with only a sliver of health. But finally, he was stopped by my teammates who rushed over and they got In the confrontation with Lucas, I gradually gained the upper hand. I even clearly felt several times that, due to the decline of his operation, he made mistakes and felt inadequate. It was a very strange feeling. It was like an insurmountable mountain in the past. Suddenly, there were loopholes that could be exploited to defeat it. This extremely difficult semi-final. Finally, our team won by a narrow margin. When I left, I couldn't see Lucas. I could only hear a few staff members discussing. I heard that Lucas' hand injury has worsened recently. Yes, I don't know how many more years he can still play. I didn't say a word, just watched the ambulance drive away. For esports players, hands are more precious than life itself. Lucas' esports career won't last long. This is no longer a secret. Everyone in the esports circle can clearly sense it. The era he dominated is coming to an end. After defeating YG Club, our biggest rival, we were almost like a fish in water during the finals. I played extremely aggressively. I won the championship very smoothly. I looked up at the golden confetti raining down from above. Suddenly, I had a feeling of unreality. Being praised by thousands and achieving fame and success. It was just too smooth sailing. It seems that after staying up for a few nights and suffering for a few years, I won the championship. Several teammates just sat down and cried. For them, they have waited for this championship for far too long. I stood there, squeezed in the middle of the crowd. I was still a bit dazed. I even began to think. Lucas was also 18 years old when he won his first championship. At that time, he was also full of youthful spirit. What would he be thinking on this stage? I shook my head self-deprecatingly. What does his situation matter to me? He's just a long-fallen defeated opponent. The screen of my phone lit up. I lowered my eyes and landed on the black contact. There were only 2 short words on it. Congratulations. Because of my outstanding performance of daring to fight in the finals, the finals FMVP was awarded to me, a young player. My highlight moments in the finals were spread on many platforms. The organizers of the event witnessed the end of Lucas. Wanting to create a new legend, they chose me. Then the news began to be widely publicized. During the host's interview, I, the newly promoted top laner, was asked, what exactly did I think of the senior Lucas? I just calmly said into the microphone, I've always admired the senior Lucas. I once thought he was an opponent I could never defeat in my life. But now his era is over. The old king is dead and a new king shall rise. When I uttered the last syllable, the whole venue went crazy. Because such words were too high profile and disrespectful to the senior. Rising high and falling hard, it was undoubtedly seeking one's own doom. But some media also said, this was the spirit of youth and the enthusiasm of being a bit childish. Isn't this what esports is all about? Suddenly, the topic reached its peak in terms of popularity. Almost all the audience were discussing me and Lucas. On the day of the award ceremony, for the sake of popularity, the event organizers asked Lucas to present the award to me. I bent down so that he could hang the medal around my neck. Just as his long and beautiful fingers took the medal, I suddenly curled my lips wickedly and whispered softly, "Thank you, Lucas, for pushing me onto the altar of gods." I clearly saw Lucas stunned for a second. "What did you say?" I tilted my head and whispered in his ear. The action of whispering in his ear was like lovers cuddling. I thought I had made it obvious enough. Before I defeated you, I would repeatedly ponder every operating habit you taught me. I would study every frame of your details until 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't come here to beat you. I came here to replace you. I was here to take revenge for what he said so casually in that training room back then. His offhand remark sentenced my career to death. I leaned down on the podium. In front of him, I let out a low laugh. "Now crown me Mr. X. At the door of the VIP lounge, I saw Lucas, who had been waiting for me for a long time. As soon as I entered, he pushed me onto the sofa. I looked up at him with a half smile. He looked at me, his voice trembling slightly. "Is it fun for you to play with me?" I put on a cynical look. "It's fun. At least seeing you angry counts as my revenge." "Brother, have I finally hooked you?" Lucas' eyes gradually darkened. "So, you've just been playing with me. Actually, you like Daniel?" I don't know how he came to the conclusion that I like Daniel. I only thought about the pleasure of revenge. I do like him. It was Brother Daniel who gave me the recommendation letter back then, so that I wouldn't be homeless. Lucas' eyes flickered with surprise. "You said that the recommendation letter was given to you by Daniel?" I didn't understand why there was a look of surprise in Lucas' eyes. I just looked up and continued to provoke him. "Brother, don't be too angry. If you do anything to me here, there are media people outside. Your career will be over." Lucas' eyes were silent. "Do you know that what you're doing will also ruin yourself?" Finally, Lucas threw me hard on the sofa. Before leaving, he said, "Leo, I've never regretted teaching you what I know, but I still stand by my view from back then. You're simply unworthy of being a real professional player." He turned around and strode out. And I, however, felt as if the softest part of my heart had been stabbed. Staring at the direction he left in, I clenched my fists. Because of his words, I lost this revenge completely. Later, I never had any contact with Lucas again. I could only meet him face to face on the field. In the second match against Lucas in the regular season, the YG club chose to replace a player. This was the first time Lucas had been benched in his career. It was also the first time I lost since I won the championship. Moreover, I was comprehensively crushed by someone. The person who defeated me is called Roman. He is the substitute for Lucas. He made a stunning debut with skill using gorgeous maneuvers comparable to Lucas at his prime, astonishing everyone. He is called the Little Lucas by the media. Back then, Lucas didn't choose me as his substitute. He chose this Roman, a delicate and well-behaved little boy. This is the type that Lucas likes. A young player who is quiet, intelligent, and full of talent. He is a completely different person from me. During the match, I was beaten into a mess by Roman and made numerous mistakes in my maneuvers. In the halftime lounge, I was severely scolded by the coach. "Leo, if you don't want to play seriously, get off the stage. You missed 4 key points in one game. You're even worse than the substitute. Did you bring your brain to the game?" The team captain quickly stepped in to mediate. "Coach, Zayas must be under too much pressure. He probably didn't sleep well last night. Let him take a break and substitute out." During the break, I was still a bit dazed, holding a mineral water bottle. I stared blankly at Lucas sitting on the bench. He was discussing Roman's moves with the coach of the YG club. From beginning to end, he didn't even give me a single look. It was as if I had never appeared in his world. But why? Because of his one word. It took me 3 years to win the championship. I proved it to him. I have the potential to play professionally and I'm better than him. But then what? I suddenly let out a self-mocking laugh. "Leo, you're really pathetic. When I was trying to get his attention, wasn't he also playing the same game with me? Perhaps in his heart. What good brother, what boyfriend?" From beginning to end, I was never even as good as Roman. Since Lucas was substituted, he gradually moved to the backstage. I hardly ever saw him on the field. Something happened to Daniel's family. He said he would withdraw from the field for some time. However, the game version on the field has changed significantly. When he comes back, it will be very difficult for him to adapt to the new version to a large extent. Everyone knows that taking a break for a while is just a buffer period before retirement. At the farewell dinner, Daniel recalled a lot. You have no idea. That day, oh right, Zayas should remember. It was the day you came to the YG club for a trial. I spilled the milk tea on the captain. The captain was in a hurry to go out and directly snatched my clothes. I remember which piece of clothing had the honor to be worn by this germaphobe. I put down the cup in my hand. I calmly reminded him, the white sweatshirt. Only then did Daniel recall. Ah, yes, it was the white sweatshirt. Zayas, you have a really good memory. I lowered my head and said nothing, but my slightly curled fingers still unconsciously tightened the cup. Just one day later, I saw the news of Lucas retiring on Weibo. This news was like a small splash. After creating quite a ripple in society, it was gradually forgotten by more and more new audiences. Only I became more and more aware that I had lost someone. Someone I should have cared about very much. I looked at the black profile picture in my phone. The contact named X never sent me another message. The last message still lay there quietly, just as plain as Lucas himself. It was the congratulations on the day I won the championship. The captain who had always protected me also left the arena. I became the new captain and took up the banner of the team. I often eat candies in a self-abusing way during live broadcasts. The sweetness spreads on the tip of the tongue, but the perception is bitter. I forced myself to cheer up when interacting with the bullet comments, showing my cute little tiger teeth. Husband? Boyfriend? Don't call me like that randomly. I won't respond anyway. I tilted my head and read out another bullet comment. Wife? This won't do. This is an exclusive address. And on the professional field, because one Lucas left, there was still one Roman. The YG club has always been a big favorite to win the championship. I've never beaten Roman in the regular season. To prepare for winning the championship, my teammates and I almost ate, lived, and trained in the training room. Instant noodles, sleep, and training were our daily lives. Without Lucas' guidance, I first felt that. It's really too hard to win. Extreme hand speed, extreme cooperation. So much pressure that I sat in the training room and cried. Still have to comfort teammates to relax. But this time, without anyone's help, Roman and I stood on the stage of the finals together. On the eve of the finals, I was in a small convenience store outside the arena. I asked the boss for a bucket of instant noodles and 3 lollipops. The boss didn't agree and handed me his lunchbox. You have a game tomorrow. Don't eat instant noodles tonight. I didn't take the lunchbox either. The eyes above the mask moved slightly. Boss, how do you know I'm a player? At this time, aren't there more spectators? The boss wasn't polite either and took back the lunchbox in his hand. I recognize your hands. When their salaries were low before, many esports players came here to buy instant noodles at night. Their fingers are as slender and beautiful as yours. Suddenly, I asked very inexplicably, what about Lucas? Did he come here before? The boss suddenly paused slightly and thought for a while. Oh, you mean Captain Lucas? He also came here, but after his hand was injured 3 years ago. He didn't come here often anymore. I learned a new story from the boss. Story about Lucas. His hand was injured 3 years ago. The boss said you don't know him. Back then, he was also the substitute for a star player. The reason why his hand has so many ailments is the fault of that star player's extreme fans. Otherwise, what do you think? Why did he propose to the club to find a substitute during the peak of his career? I seem to understand something. Boss, you know all these things. You must have a very good relationship with Lucas, right? The boss didn't say a word. He just held a lollipop in his mouth and stared absent-mindedly in the direction of the esports venue. After a long time, I finally heard him say, of course we were very close. He used to be my substitute. My second championship came at too high a cost. I suddenly understood. Why did my teammates cry so hard when we won the championship last time? It turns out that there are really people who chase a dream. For a glimmer of light, they walk alone in despair in the dark for a long time. As soon as I got off the stage, I found the general manager and handed him the termination contract. I want to take a break next season, manager. Obviously, the general manager didn't understand. Leo, you became famous at a young age. You're still in your prime now. Why do you want to leave the arena? I didn't say a word. I'm a professional esports player. I can clearly feel that my hand speed has declined. Not everyone is Lucas with such a long, lasting prime. For a player like me who solely relies on talent, staying on the arena forcefully would just hold others back. When I came out of the stadium, it was raining heavily that day. I saw Roman squatting by the road and crying. Actually, I don't quite understand him. He became famous as a teenager and was favored by Lucas. His hand speed is still very fast. In my view, he is a genius just like Lucas. He can still play for many years and will surely win many championships sooner or later. I don't understand what he is not satisfied with. However, Roman suddenly burst into tears. The rain mixed with his tears, soaking his clothes. You simply don't understand. No matter what, you're just Leo. There's no need to be a mini Lucas, nor do you have to bear so much public pressure. I take antidepressants every day and my hands tremble when I play games. His voice was trembling. Leo, I don't want to play in the matches anymore. Watching this opponent whom I once admired cry bitterly. If it were the former me, I would have been eager to trample him underfoot. But now, I don't feel the slightest bit of joy in defeating him. I suddenly understood. People like me are born rebellious and arrogant. I'm simply not the type to take on responsibilities or be a substitute. Once upon a time, it was also a panicked rainy night like today. Back then, Lucas, with his foresight, showed me a path that solely belongs to Leo. A path that leads further and stands taller. The first Chinese New Year's Eve after winning the championship. It's exactly the time for family reunion. I dragged a big suitcase alone, walking alone in the snow. After walking around for several times, I got a bit lost instead. A slender-built man came out to take out the trash. He happened to bump into me. It was Lucas, whom I hadn't seen for a long time. His calm eyes fell on me. It seemed that he was restraining some kind of emotion. What are you doing here, Leo? I forced a bitter smile. Do you believe me if I say I'm lost? Lucas didn't buy my story. Instead, he leaned against the door. You're quite good at choosing places, Leo. Getting lost in the villa area during the spring festival. Well, I put my arms around his neck and kissed him. Lucas suddenly shrank his pupils. He instantly lowered his voice hoarsely. Leo, what on earth are you crazy about? I opened my arms towards him with a flushed face. Lucas, I want a hug. Only then did Lucas notice something was wrong with me. He felt my forehead. Have a fever? Why are you still running around when you have a fever? My body was burning hot. I even started to rub against his body unconsciously. Lucas's voice was hoarse beyond words. Leo, you'd better be having a fever. Don't let me find out that you're faking it. Someone gave me medicine to bring down the fever. I opened my eyes with difficulty, breathing slightly heavily. Lucas. Lucas put the thermometer under my armpit. Hold it tight and don't move around. I said hoarsely, okay? Lucas stared at me, his eyes flickering. Not participating in the competition and making yourself look so miserable? What? Why don't you go to Daniel and come to me instead? My hand restlessly grabbed his sleeve. Who said the person I like is Daniel? I watched his eyes gradually lose their sparkle. Then I blew into his ear with a smile. The person I like is you, Mr. X. The usually calm eyes of Lucas showed signs of madness. He lifted me onto the table and knelt down to push my legs apart. I grabbed his tie and watched him gasp slightly. Do you like me too, Mr. X? Lucas stared at the tip of my throat exposed as I tilted my head back. He couldn't help licking his lips and his Adam's apple bobbed slightly. I'm not so cheap as to like someone who has played with and deceived my feelings. You came to me on your own and I've taught you for so long. I'm just collecting some of the interest I deserve. I understood. He doesn't like me, he wants to hate me. I watched as he was about to kiss down along my Adam's apple. Suddenly, the door opened from the outside. A beautiful young woman appeared outside. She was carrying big and small bags and her mouth formed an O. Lucas, come and help me carry the things. Do you have a guest? I felt Lucas suddenly let go of my waist. He quickly walked over to carry the things for the woman. I nervously clasped my knees together on the table. I've never heard that Lucas has any sisters. My heart sank to the bottom all of a sudden. But that young woman seemed even more flustered than me. It seemed that she was the one who got caught having an affair. Do you two need me to leave for a while? The young lady is Lucas' mother. She is a very gentle woman. You're Xiao Chao Gu, right? I've heard from Yangji that you're a very nice boy. Do you like my Yangji? I took the hot tea shyly. I neither nodded nor shook my head. Her voice was extremely pleasant. Yangji hurt his hand during a competition before and was in a slump for a long time. He used to fall asleep looking at your photo and listening to your voice. Although I haven't met you in person, I've seen your photo and heard your voice. You're a very well-behaved child and good at being coquettish. You're very endearing. But when Yangji came back this time, he got into a slump again and didn't look for you. I guess, did you two have a fight? I lowered my head and just poked the tea leaves in the cup. Auntie, I'm sorry. I lost Lucas. Hearing this, Lucas' mother just gave a faint smile. You won't lose him. I know my own son well. Look, he used to keep his door tightly shut. But tonight when you came, he didn't even close the door. If you young people feel restricted because of me, well, I've made an appointment with a friend to watch a movie. If the movie ends late, I won't come back tonight. Lucas' mother took my hand and then winked at me. Go quickly. I pushed open the door. The light in Lucas' room was very dim. I saw the trophies in the showcase. There were exactly 3 rows of dusty medals. Lucas had just finished a game. The game interface showed the result of victory. But he was sitting on the chair looking a bit lost. Get out by yourself before I change my mind. I walked up to him. Lucas, can't you tell? I like you. My fingers gently glided over his knuckles, stirring up desire in his cold pupils. He whispered hoarsely. Leo, do you think I'm very cheap? It was you who seduced me. But then you call me and dismiss me at will. I didn't say a word. I admit that when getting along with Mr. X, I once lured him with the most despicable means. I toyed with his feelings. I looked up at him with my head raised. I was wrong. Then how do you want to punish me? He raised his bony hand to stroke my nose. Only then did I see the mark on his hand clearly. It was a long scar and not very nice looking. But I kissed it devoutly. Lucas' eyelashes trembled violently instantly. He let out a soft hum from the bottom of his throat. You shouldn't have come. I straddled his lap voluntarily. But I'm here, Lucas. The light shone on his face. I was the only bright spot in his dark eyes. Lucas just stared at me like this. Leo, you've offended me like this and still dare to come. You really aren't afraid of dying in my bed. I kissed his cold lips voluntarily. Lucas, I want to die in your bed. My fingers intertwined with his on the bed. Lucas seemed to be retaliating against my infidelity and my seduction. Retaliating against me for even mistaking the person I liked. Just 1 second before I fainted, I clearly felt Lucas kiss away my physiological tears with his extremely beautiful thin lips. This is your own choice, don't cry. On New Year's Eve, the night was very deep, destined to be unforgettable. 3 years later, in a regular season stadium, Lucas and I wore masks and entered the spectator stands. No one recognized us. I heard the spectators in front discussing. The games in recent years have become less and less interesting. Yeah, there haven't been any rookies. And I don't know how this competition has lasted so long. That's because you haven't watched the games 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Lucas, Roman, and Leo, at that time, even the flank players were like gods fighting. I didn't expect that 3 years had passed. There were actually still people who remembered my name. I tilted my head and smiled at Lucas, whispering in his ear. Brothers, yeah, it seems that all 3 of these people are related to you. Don't you regret it? Teaching the apprentices and leaving the master starved. Lucas calmly turned his head and glanced at me. In his slightly tired eyes, love was surging secretly. The light shone on the faces of Lucas and me. The host followed the director's camera. Seeing Lucas' face, which was incredibly handsome even with only a pair of eyes showing, He exclaimed, "Ah, this is Lucas. Why is Lucas free to come to the scene today?" I poked my own face. "Ah, only you are seen? Then I think my efforts were in vain." Lucas smiled faintly. He conjured up a lollipop from his hand to coax me. Just as I tore open the wrapper of the lollipop, I heard the host screaming beside me, "Who is that beside Lucas?" "It's Leo." The two generations of genius top laners are in the same frame. It's really a rare sight. You know, they rarely appeared together in the professional games back then. I curved my lips and bit the lollipop. Facing the camera, I waved hello generously, showing my tiger teeth. Several female fans screamed, "Baby, Leo, I love you." I don't know why. This sentence suddenly stirred up Lucas' strong possessiveness. He wrapped my face in the big rabbit hat, preventing the bright photography light from shining on it. I hadn't reacted yet. He buried my face in it. My struggling hands could only tug at the rabbit ears, up and down. "Lucas, you, Lucas just stared intently at me. Then he lowered his head and kissed my face. This move completely ignited the entire area. The screams of the crowd almost toppled the entire esports stadium. There were many people around, and the environment was very noisy. My eyes were bright, but because my face was wrapped in the hat, I could only look up at Lucas with his slightly flushed face. I heard him breathing gently and nibbling at my lips. "Leo, you can only look at me." Lucas used the simple and crude way to proclaim his absolute ownership of me. I let out a low laugh, with a hint of allure in my hoarse voice. "Okay, brother, yeah. I'll only look at you." The director's camera froze on our kissing lips. Many people thought, winning the championship is the ending of an esports novel. However, I don't think so. Past glories are like seasonings in life. Away from the arena, we are just an ordinary couple in love. Love should always be a mutual pursuit. You are the lofty peak I look up to. I am the gentle and steady stream for you.